One. Hello. This is another video of Side Quest Ramblings. Now today we're going to be talking about something I very much enjoy and think you should give a try. This is a video about why you should try D&D. I did record this once before, none of the audio got caught, so I'm going to try to keep the same energy I had before. For people who don't know what D&D really is, it's a collaborative game of storytelling. You leave things up to luck, but also have agency in the matter. It's very easy to think it's a lot bigger than what it is, but what the core of it is, you and friends basically RP together going through an adventure. As someone who has DM'd for 2.5 years and been a player before that, so maybe 3 years of experience, I don't know, maybe 4, I would say the most fun you have is the social aspect of it and really buying into the adventure. You are not beholden to the rule structures that usually restrict you in a lot of ways. Yes, there are rules and they can be restrictive if your style of play really harps on the rules, which everyone's style of play is different. If you want more structure, you can absolutely play in a game that has more structure. If you're more loosey-goosey, you can absolutely play in a game that's more loosey-goosey. No D&D group is the same, and sometimes it can take time to find your right group. For me, I had to make a group to find the right group. I became DM, and I've enjoyed the experience. There's times where I wish, okay, I want to be a player, but I am a stereotypical meme of a forever DM, but that's okay. I enjoy it. I will say that the DM can make and break a game, but so can the players. So what's most important is the chemistry of the group. You and a group of friends playing this can be extremely fun. Just because you're good friends in real life doesn't mean you're good D&D friends, so keep that in mind. But this is not a rules to playing D&D. This is a why you should play D&D or give it a shot. The collaborative aspect of I've said before is the most fun. There's nothing quite like being able to tell a story organically as a group and for it to be gratifying to do things in it, like in D&D. Like, yes, you can play video games or you could just actually RP, but it feels different because in a video game there is like these limitations because it's not made to be outside the box. The game is a box, and you can do anything you want in the box. Where in D&D, yes, there's these like guidelines that you can set, but you set them yourselves. And you can have it be anything you want. In my game that I run, it's a fantasy-focused, political intrigue, RP heavy, but there is tons of combat and stakes and consequences. But you could have it be anything you want. You want to be a couple of people running a shop in this world where there's, just a medieval village, or you could do zombie apocalypse situations. You could do whatever you want. And you can adjust D&D however you wish. And if there is a better way to do it than D&D, go for it. There's tons of different things you can use that are similar to D&D to do more of what you want. But I'm more of a D&D main kind of focus with my stuff. I would say the part of it that is the most rewarding is how it kind of scratches that creative itch. If you're interested in stories and characters and arcs and what it feels like to have someone else's kind of mindset and really focus in on characters, I would say it's a great experience for you then. You can do the full thing of having accents or, playing someone that's completely opposite to you. Or you could basically be yourself, but in a fantasy world. It's all up to the individual. I think I prefer the strategy of having someone that's not necessarily tied to me, has a sort of certain perspective on things, and run with that. Though it can be fun to just have quirky characters. As a DM, you kind of have a mixed bag of everything for your players to deal with. But I love the kind of things that just kind of appear in people's minds when they play D&D, because it's different. Each person is different. There's no D&D group that is the same. The style of play is completely different for each. Speaking on examples of, just among my players, the differences. One of them is okay, I'm going to play a character that is basically Aquaman. And we're going to make that work within the confines of D&D's mechanics. But if we wanted to, we could have done whatever we want. And it was this, guy who's like Aquaman, but is, not saying Aquaman isn't, but he's, super friendly and just, very open and just wanting to be friends with everyone he meets and everything. And then you have someone who's playing a sort of criminal with a heart of gold. And their whole thing is they're pretty schemy. They like to do things behind the scene. They're not very open. And they do all kinds of stuff. And they are just kind of behind the scenes managing things that the party is doing openly. And they also had stuff tied to sort of their parents as well. That was very important for story reasons. And another example is this really in-depth character where they grew up with a rough family situation, and then their character basically stowed away on a ship. Turns out the ship was a pirate ship, joins the crew. There was a mutiny on the crew. He escapes, and then just kind of is living his life. And it's sort of him becoming a better person was the arc for him. And when you make a character and you play through the character, these experiences that happen in the game shape the character. And they very much shape you as well. I find that, at least for my game, I was constantly thinking about things when I'm not playing, and it sticks with you. And all my players tell me how they think about different stuff about the game, of what they want to do, and think about it and where they want their characters to go outside the game, which is such a fun experience to be excited about, collaboratively making this story and enjoying the experience. And it's not just about the wins, it's about the losses as well. Because we're not trying to make a story that everything's rainbows and sunshine. But you absolutely could, but that's not really what we're doing. We're doing not very serious, because we get tons of joking moments in it, but a very character-focused, story-driven game. And that was fun for me. But you could have it in any way you wish. And that's the fun in it. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I had a game that we just finished, our first campaign, that was 2.5 years. around, every Sunday night for 4 hours. We would do it. We just finished it, and now we're doing some sort of like short story one shots about basically just making characters in different IPs. Elder Scrolls, Star Wars, Fallout, and modifying the game so where we can enjoy that. And that's what we're doing before we jump into campaign 2. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We haven't started it yet. This Sunday's the first one. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of me, rambling about the side quest that is D&D and why you should do it and why I had fun with it. Try not to make videos too long. I think this is a good place to stop. If you liked the video and liked what I was saying, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.